This is why Among Us is considered a game for kids. I think everyone knows what Among Us is by now. You know, that funny bean game. The game was a crazy cultural phenomenon. The game was released for at least over a year and then boom, in 2020 it just popped off. It became so popular and mainstream that by now people are sick and tired of it and has just been memed to death. Going back to the title, you might be wondering, what do you mean game for kids? Well, if you were to ask someone that's a teenager or above about Among Us or what they think of Among Us, they'll think the game is childish and cringe. Basically, they're saying that you're a child if you play the game. But the thing is, Among Us was never catered towards kids, nor kids were the main audience in the first place. So why do people think this? And why do so many other games get the same exact treatment like Fortnite and Five Nights at Freddys? Just like my English professors say to do in college, I'm gonna leave my biggest reason for the last reason. The first reason why, which I think a lot of people can just come up with on the whim, is that the game became way too popular. Like I said, Among Us blew up so quickly, every streamer and their mother was playing it. And I'm not here to talk about why the game got popular, I'm pretty sure you can find thousands of videos about that. But like with anything that's popular, kids are bound to be interested and want to be a part of that community. However, a counterexample I want to bring up is Call of Duty. Call of Duty has kids playing it, yes, I am not denying that. And it was even a huge meme at point that kids play Call of Duty, but the thing is that people still don't label Call of Duty, at least anymore, a game for kids. Are there kids playing COD? Yes, but I don't think people are being called out for playing COD as being a childish person or a childish game. At least not anymore. Hey, if you bully people for playing Call of Duty, I guess good on you, get a job or something. I do think popularity does attribute to a large portion of this thinking towards these games, but I think these further topics help bring these ideas better together. Another reason why is that the game has graphics that appeal to kids. Among Us has a simple, drawn, cartoony art style. But due to that, a lot of kids are more attracted to it as it's a lot like kids' cartoons. I do think the art style works perfectly for the game, but because of the art style, a lot of younger people will also be attracted towards the game. It's easy to draw everything in that game. Hell, I mean, people have been thinking anything could be Among Us for the past 2 years. An example of a game that has a similar concept of art style, or like what people think of the art style, is Fortnite. No, it doesn't have a simple drawn style, but the graphics are cartoony and low poly, and have an action figure look that kids can look at and enjoy easier than like realistic looking models. I think that the non-serious, goofy nature of these games is awesome. Hey, a grown man's gotta enjoy some wacky shenanigans sometimes, but it does attract a younger audience to these games as well. Now, this doesn't work for all games. Like, Five Nights at Freddys does not particularly have a cartoon art style, especially the first game, but the characters are kids' mascots for a kids' pizza place, so I think that adds up. Another reason is the memes. Seriously. All of the memes about Among Us are literally making fun of the game, making fun of the lingo from the game, or just really anything that involves the name of the game at all. However, when seeing memes about the game, everyone thinks in their head, haha, yeah, Among Us, yeah, that super popular game that kids play, right? I feel like when any game reaches a height of popularity where the game becomes mainstream, memes that make fun of the game are released in masses. Now, because of that, a lot of the general gaming public has a disgust towards the game, and only takes the game as a joke. So the only people playing the game for fun are bored friends who know about the memes and still play it to have a jolly good time, or kids who like to play the game still. No in between at all. Nope, not at all. The next reason is ego. If you say Among Us is a game for kids, you have an ego. Let me explain. If someone, including a grown-ass man, is playing a fun, wacky game about being astronauts finding a sus imposter with their homies is childish, you need to leave the house. To put someone down for enjoying something that's harmless is not cool, and it sounds like a you issue. I assume it makes people feel like they are better than another person and more mature when they do this, and low-key, this could be one of the biggest reasons why it's considered a kid's game, but it's more philosophical, so so I'll just leave that there. Don't let anyone stop you from enjoying anything. Here is the ultimate reason why. Phones. Yes, even you with your Nokia 5230 touchscreen phone classic single or box pack for 25 Great British pounds on eBay. The reason why Among Us and many of these other games are considered for kids is because of mobile devices. By statistics that I promise I did not make up, 45% of gaming revenue is made from smartphone gaming. And everyone here has a phone that is capable of gaming. Maybe not the person who bought the Nokia 5230 though. Among Us always has, even on launch, been free on mobile devices. The game is $5 on Steam and consoles, but free on mobile. Since kids watch streamers and YouTubers play the game, and then they see it free on phone, they can easily play the game on their own phones or their mom's phones. And this is the same exact reason why Fortnite, Five Nights at Freddys, and many others are seen in the same light. FNAF was not free on mobile devices, but the fact that they were able to play it on the phone is what attracts that younger audience. I would think almost every single mobile game has an audience majority of younger kids. A game that falls under all of these categories except for the mobile one is Fall Guys. And yes, kids do play Fall Guys, especially now that it's free to play, but only if you have access to a console or PC, which is honestly not that many kids. Most people who play Fall Guys, I would assume, is to be a teenager or older, or very close to that age. No one under double digits of age. Among Us is still as popular as ever, but man, even to this day, Among Us memes have absolutely taken over the popularity of the game. I always thought Among Us wouldn't even last that long, but man, I was wrong. Is there any reasons that I missed? Let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe, and now if you would excuse me, I'm about to play a real man's game.